Hi Lisa, nice to hear you. I have a question to you. Why suffering does not allow me to function normally? Now I don't see any sense of life and everything is ruined. I cry a lot and suffering. Maybe you can answer me. Why did so many things go down at the same time? All it happens after I recognize who I really am. Please give me some understanding. Thank you, and sorry for my English. Magdalena. What a beautiful name, Magdalena. What a blessing to have that name. Yeah, I mean, life can go up and down. Like it can come round with a big club and suddenly, like dominoes, things can go to the poop. Also, like dominoes, they can stand back up again and they can grow and blossom. This is part of life. When you see life correctly, the freedom is right here, and that you're not going to find it in anxiety and worry and repetitive thoughts, and bring your attention back here. Then you'll find freedom and love. You won't find it in life, because ultimately, on the human level, all of us are going to crumble to the grave. We're going to lose everything. And I'm sorry for you if a lot of things went down at once. That's hard to cope with. But now it's time to pick yourself up and dust yourself off. And I know that sounds harsh, and I know you look at me and think, what does this young lady know? She's never been through suffering. But I had some hell of a lot of blows just before my life started in childhood, and I had to pick myself up and dust myself up just as society was chucking me out to work, to go into work, and I was recovering from horrendous amount of batterings. Like I mean, you guys would be shocked at some of the things if I told you them. And this subject saved my life. If it wasn't for this subject, I mean, for Buddhism, the kind Buddhists, and my teachers along the way, and all these wise words, I would have gone under the bus. I would have become alcoholic, drug addict, eating disorder, I don't know, any numbers of these things, maybe even suicide, I don't know. And in one way it was a blessing, you know, all these difficult things led me to this subject so young, and I had such a vulnerable, open heart. Like I was so sad at the suffering I'd seen. I'd really seen a lot of suffering, and I was just so saddened. It felt like life was pointless. Could be so cruel. And having that at such a young age was actually a blessing, because it brought me this subject. And this subject is freedom beyond anything conditioned. Now I notice my friends, my childhood friends, my school friends, are now beginning to catch up with what happened to me at such a young age, because they're beginning to get battered by life. Like in the sense that, because everybody is eventually. It's just that I peaked before my friends. Like I had a battering before my friends, whereas my friends now I'm in my late 30s. No, well, mid to late 30s. And my friends now are, you know, they're beginning to go through parents dying, difficulties with children, with their education, you know, 2, 3, 4 children, working full time while having 3 children, the husband working full time, redundancy, losing their job, society problems, and now I'm beginning to notice that they're now beginning to get into this subject and need this subject. So I look at your face and I see you're quite young, so this is a blessing, and you've got to see it like this, otherwise you are going to go under, and you've got to pick yourself up. Now, what I did was I went out into the world and found people, kind people, this Buddhist organization, and because I was young, they were very kind to me, and they took me on board, and they really helped me get back up again. So go out there and find these people. There's so many people out there that want to help you. It's out there. You've just got to find it, these Buddhist groups, and be involved. And they're happy to recruit new Buddhists. Look who's there. I got little ee. Look at this. I got little ooh. So thank you so much for your question, Magdalena. I got little ee. I got little ooh. So basically, back to suffering, Magdalena. You have to see that as a gift. So the Buddha, one of his main teachings is the first noble truth is, number one, is seeing that life is suffering. And that, don't take that lightly. That doesn't just mean general seeing, oh, things can go bad. It's really knowing and seeing that life can be suffering. That's the number one noble truth. Now, I've forgotten the rest. Let me just quickly look it up. I can vaguely tell you, but I used to have to chant them. 4 noble truths. But I always get them a little bit wrong. So, we might as well be accurate. And when we got the internet. 4 noble truths. So number 1. The 4 noble, yeah. Number 1. The life is suffering. Number 2, the understanding the origin of suffering. Number 3, the cessation of suffering, so the end of suffering. So the realization of the end of suffering. Number 4, the path to understanding the path to the end of suffering. Magga. What is the meaning of the 4 noble truths? So this is a blessing to see this. And poor me will take you down. Why has this happened to me will take you down. They're not in line with reality. Seeing it as a blessing, as a teaching, this is what will enable you to step out of it. Thank you for your question, Magdalena.